I don't ride because I'm brave and I'm not scared. I'm still scared every time I get on a bike. But the thing about fear is good. Fear keeps you safe. This is going to be a real pain in the ass. My rear stand is made for bikes with spools installed. That's for my bike. This is not my bike. So I just forgot and thought I could put something under the kickstand and raise it and that'd be fine. It'd be easy to, I don't know what I was thinking. Clearly the bottom wheel is still going to be down, so I'm still in the same problem. So I'm just going to take this off now, actually. God. I don't need this. Now it's safe. That's going to be annoying, cleaning this chain without being able to, I don't know how some of you all do it. So today is August 15th that I'm recording this. I picked it up from someone on the July 26th, just a day before my birthday. Thank you for that birthday present. My bike was in the shop, but I just got my bike back this morning. So now it's time to return this bike, which I'm very sad about. I think it's very important when you borrow anything from anybody to always give it back in the same or better condition. Oh. How am I going to do this? I'm just going to have to move it back and forth, aren't I? I'll do as much as I can while the chain is right here, and then I'll move it. I can see the master link. It's actually white on this bike, so that's really obvious. And let me get a cardboard so I don't get spray on his wheel. So I wanted to talk to you all about being afraid to ride. I've heard a lot of people say that they've always wanted to ride, but they're just too scared. Or they say something that I interpret it as really that's what they mean. Like when I started riding my bike to work, my CFO would ask me about it like all the time. It was every time we passed by in the hallway, that's what he wanted to talk about. And I told him, so when are you going to get a bike? And he said, my wife would never let me get a bike. But another one of my coworkers came up to me and said, and she just thought it was so cool. And she said she rode one once, but she ran it into a truck. She's from Mexico, so it's not like here in USA where you have to have a license to get on a bike. But I told her, I was like, so start riding with me. And she said, oh, I could never do that. I'm too scared. Somebody said that last time I did this, the sound of this scrubber on the chain really creeped them out and asked me to please, oh no, where's my mic? And asked me to please not do that. So I'm really sorry. My sister says that she thinks that something's wrong in my brain, like I'm missing the fear element. I also do jiu-jitsu and I scuba dive. And to her, those are very dangerous activities. To me, jiu-jitsu is very practical and essential for a woman, especially for self-defense. And scuba diving, yeah, I was very scared. The very first time I went in the ocean, the dive master was a woman, and I told her I was scared and I didn't want to die. So she held my hand the whole dive. After that, it was just so cool. I just forgot that I was scared. And the thing about riding is I don't ride because I'm brave and I'm not scared. I'm still scared every time I get on a bike. The first time I ever got on a bike in the MSF course 4 years ago, going on that track at 10 miles per hour was the most fun thing I had done that whole year. I just start moving and then I forget that I was scared. But the thing about fear is good. Fear keeps you safe. Fear keeps me going the speed limit. It keeps me checking my side mirrors as I'm riding. The back of my knees are getting sweaty. It keeps me away from cars on the road and making sure that I'm in no one's blind spot and no one's in my blind spot. It keeps me from going out while it's raining and maybe pulling over, because you're 27 times more likely, wait, no, that's not right. You're 27 times more likely to get in an accident on a bike. But I think you're 30% more likely to get an accident on while it's raining. So I just take a lot of precautions and classes and watch people who have like preventative philosophies on riding, like MC Rider. When I first started riding, particularly, did a lot of slow speed skills classes, stuff that you can see online with Moto Jitsu and Jerry Palladino. I went down to Florida to learn from him. Fear keeps me fully geared up every time I ride, head to toe, no matter how hot it is. I will always be wearing my boots, my riding pants, armor jacket, armor gloves, full face helmet. And yes, I get hot. By the way, pro tip, wet your shirt in the sink before you go on a ride. On a hot ride, you'll thank me later. This is about as clean as I can get this section, so I'm going to move the bike and have new chain exposed to clean. By the way, if you want to see the step-by-step of how I actually clean and lube a chain and all the stuff I use, I have a video just on that, so you can click down below or in this card right over here, and you can check that video out. And I'll also have affiliate links to all the stuff I use if you want to clean along your chain with me and use the stuff that a perfectionist uses. I think I'm going to have to do this a few times. Come closer. The fear of riding also keeps me from riding when it's dark at night, when I don't have very good night vision. And I have glasses, but ever since one of my girlfriends got in an accident and her glasses broke and a piece of glass got lodged in her skull, I'd rather just not ride at night because that's when I need glasses. The fear of riding keeps me from going the speed limit. At least I try to not go 9 over. Or if I do, it's only because I'm staying with the flow of traffic. But you'll never see me in the far left lane, zipping by all the cars, going way faster than everybody else. Because, you know what? As Moto Jitsu says, if you can't brake fast, why would you ride fast? Although, I think I saw somewhere that Ducati does has a course where you test out all these different, I don't know what it was I saw, if it was just like a course they offer or a testing of their bikes, but where you practice emergency braking and all sorts of different things in different conditions, including on wet roads, which I think is genius. I've had my qualms about Ducati ever since I rode on a Ducati Scrambler and practically got third-degree burns on my legs. Not really, I'm just being dramatic. But that's pretty cool. I would like to do that one day. And still, every time I get on the bike, I'm on my bike and I say, "Thank you, God, for keeping me safe." I don't do this while I'm on my bike, but. And another thing I do is, I know this is really hokey, but I'm a firm believer that we have instincts. Animals have instincts. My 8-pound Bichon had the instinct that the first time my sister's ex-boyfriend held him in his hands, he was shaking like I never even saw him shake at a vet's office. Turned out that guy was like a character out of a Lifetime original movie. I believe we have instincts too. And whether it's a person or a situation or even just sometimes a bad feeling that something bad might happen. Some people think they're psychic. I think that it's totally possible that if something really bad is going to happen and we have no evidence about it, sometimes you might have a feeling about it. I've only done this maybe one time I can think of. But I was all geared up and ready to go, get on my bike right before work, and even with my armor pants were on, my boots were on, and it was on this bike actually really recently, last week actually, and I just had a bad feeling. And I was like, I don't want to ride today. So I didn't. Maybe that's stupid and it's coming from nothing, but I don't care. Tomorrow's another day. I can ride tomorrow. Okay. Hopefully I only have to move it like one more time. But luckily, This chain was so dirty, I can like see where I scrubbed it. How do you do this without a rear stand? This is taking forever. If you want to ride and you're thinking about it, but you're afraid, I don't think you need to think, oh, I'd be too scared to buy a bike and take it on the highway. If you want to buy a bike and just ride it in the parking lot, sit on it in a garage, then go for it. Say that because I know that feels more easy for someone who's afraid of riding to take in. And if you don't tell them, let's go riding on the highway this could be us. We could be riding in the mountains together. They'd be like, oh. But if you just tell them, what about just try the MSF course? Then let them get hooked and let them think, well, maybe I'll just buy a bike. But I don't need to ride it on the highway. I'll just get a trailer anytime I want to take it far. And then they'll get a bike. Maybe they'll only ride in parking lots or in the neighborhood. And then eventually they may either have to go on the highway like I did. My first time on the highway, I wasn't ready for it. I didn't have a trailer, but I had to get to my class, so I went on the highway. And then all they have to do is just one time. If they do it one time and it's fine, then they'll do it again. And then before you know it, you're riding on the highway every day on your way to work, riding up in the mountains, taking curves, riding to Kentucky to go on a track day. One of my friends is doing that right now. I'm so jealous of her. So if you're scared of riding, just take it slow. If you just want to stick to parking lots for an indefinite amount of time, that's your bike. You do whatever you want. I did. I don't think I left parking lots for like 3 months, maybe even more when I first got my bike. And eventually finally I made it to neighborhoods. Before I knew it, I was riding on the highway to the North Georgia mountains. And that was my new favorite thing. It was like my new Sunday routine. Go riding in the mountains. And I still got about 2 more hours with this bike. If you want to know more about just the fear of riding, you can click on this video right over here. And I kind of talk more about how not just like how I like the feeling of it, but I kind of talk more about like the stages of riding with my motorcycle that may help you out there. See you in the next one. Bye.